Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Gwent video. I'm Furo, and you might have noticed, but there is a slightly overwhelming population of Skellige decks currently on the ladder because of the Savage Bear, obviously, because of the X-Men. And I thought, well, how about we are just countering those with the Gambi meme deck today? Because the Gambi deck is surprisingly working decent enough against X-Mans and Bears. So we will try that today. For that we are running the King BRAN, which allows you to discard up to 3 cards from your deck and strengthen all units among them by 1, then shuffle your deck. And for that you will always choose the Clan and CRAITE Raiders, which are veterans 1, and whenever this unit is discarded you will resurrect it immediately. So you can just use the King BRAN and then get the Raiders on the board. So why is that a Gambi deck? Because obviously we are running the Gambi, which is a gold card, and after 3 turns at the start of your turn you will spawn Heimdall. So Heimdall is a nice little gold unit. The Gambi, by the way, is a spy, so the Heimdall is also spawning on your opponent's side. When the Heimdall is deployed, you will destroy all units on the board and you will clear all weather and you will banish all allied Gambis. That means if you are just having gold cards on your side of the board and you will play the Gambi, your opponent then losing all the bronze, all the silver units, and obviously all the gold cards that you have shackled here with the DIMERITIUM shackles, for example. That's an interesting strategy. Your deck is normally resolving around winning the first or the second round with your X-Men here and your Bears, so you're just playing similar to a normal Skellige deck that is running those 2 cards. But then in the third round, you're just trying to play the Gambi, have your huge gold cards on the board, like the HJALMAR here, which allows you to get 25 points on the board through the effect from destroying the Lord of Anvik. And then also you can have an AVALLAC'H on the board, you can use a Renew to get one of the gold cards from your opponent's side. And then you have between 30 and 40 points on the board through the gold cards, while your opponent is only getting the small Heimdall. So that's 11 points for him, he's probably losing everything. And the only card that might respawn will then be the Morgwag. But you can obviously also lock the Morgwag as well, so if he has 1 gold card on the board and 1 Morgwag, and you have 2 shackles, or you have the DONAR and DAR still in your hand, you can lock the Morgwag, and you can also then lock one of the gold units, so that's then demoted to silver and also dying. So all in all, strategy: winning first round, get card advantage to various card drawing tools like the SVANRIGE, like the AVALLAC'H, obviously, like the OCVIST, which is respawning into your hand, or like the UDALRYK. So these cards are all there to provide you with extra cards to draw, so you can draw your whole deck. That is in most games possible. You should be going down to either 0 cards or 1 or 2 cards left in the deck. And if you have nothing left in the deck, then obviously you have drawn all your cards, all the cards that you need. You have the Gambi, you have the HJALMAR, you have the AVALLAC'H, all the cards you need to fulfill your strategy. And with that, round 3 is obviously in most games a winner. I mean, your opponent could also play some big gold cards, then you might run into trouble if he's maybe he's countering that with his big gold cards, you never know. But on average, against other Skellige decks, for example, this deck is working decently, and also against some of the other decks that are currently on the ladder. Not the best deck to play, but it's countering the current Skellige decks pretty hard, and that's why it is pretty good to play at the moment. Similar to Scoia'tael control decks, spell control decks that are also very strong against Skellige. So if you are facing too many Skelliges, you just have to switch your deck and maybe not try to play something that is just countered hard by Skellige deck. So probably not playing Consume Monsters, for example. So guys, that's the deck, pretty interesting to play. We will try that out now today on the ladder as usual. And I've tried that out before the video and just faced 6 Skellige decks in a row, and I guess we won 5 or so. But that's really depressing, just Skellige after Skellige after Skellige. I guess there will be a balance patch pretty soon, probably for the Savage Bear here, maybe pushing that down to 5 or so, we will see. Anyway, let's play now a bit on the ladder, let's go. We have our first opponent, and unexpected enough, this one is playing Skellige, one is playing the Clan and CRAITE. So he's probably playing with the Morgwag, he's probably playing with the X-Men, he's probably playing with Savage Bears. Just like the usual stuff that you're currently seeing so much on the ladder, unfortunately. And there is probably something coming in balance patch, a new balance patch coming in the next couple of weeks. We have double shield mains here, so we're obviously dropping 1. Double X-Men is good. only one gold card so far, which is Renew, which is not doing that much right now because there is no other gold cards to get back. Oh, this one is okay. Let's drop the Shield Maiden. Get another Axeman. So it will be 3. That's quite a lot, but could also help us. Mainly, but there's nothing to draw at the moment. Nothing to draw. Now let's still finish redrawing here. Should be good. Let's see who's starting. We are starting, so obviously our first play is the Savage Bear. Whoever starts in the matchup is playing the Savage Bear first, because this one is dealing damage. And now we can start. This one is dealing damage, so you have the opportunity to play the Shield Maidens. So if your opponent's just dropping another Savage Bear, we can just use the Shield Maidens, for example, and kill the Savage Bear. It's also Savage Bear. So normally you want to also drop the Axemans here, but then the Savage Bear is hitting that for once. But I would still say we are doing that. So let's drop the Axeman here. He's still not getting damaged, so that's a crucial part. If you have a damaged unit on the board, what the opponent is doing, he's just dropping the Shield Maidens and getting rid of a lot of stuff. There's Madman Lugos. So he's now discarding a card and definitely killing the Axeman. He will then just respawn the next one. So what were you dropping? Another Savage Bear. So he might want to resurrect that. He's just dropping Priestess here and getting the Savage Bear on the board. Definitely a viable play. Ooh, he's going for the Wild Boar of the Sea. Interesting. So the Wild Boar of the Sea is buffing the Savage Bear now each turn. We can easily deny that with the just the Shield Maidens here. He would be going up to 6 next. So I would say we can still drop 1 Axeman here. So and then kill the bear on the next turn. Still getting damage. It's not like that he's not getting undamaged here. Still keeping the damage. So, oh, now he's getting rid of the damage. Oh wait, he's still getting damaged. Ah, I see, I see. So he's still getting damaged, which means he could now go for the Shield Maidens, but obviously that means that the bear is still on the board. So still a problem, but only a small one. Let's see, we are going for the Shield Maidens nonetheless, hitting the bear quite a lot. So he's also dealing 1 point each to each Shield Maiden. Currently 24 to 20. We still have the White Frost and we are going for that on the next turn. Ooh, our opponent is passing. He was looking for the leader ability for a second, but he's now just passing, which is excellent for us because we're currently ahead, obviously. He is 1 card ahead, which is totally fine. So we don't have to play the White Frost. We don't have to play any other card. So we will just pass here as well. Winning the first round, 1 card disadvantage. And we might just play the King Bran on our second round and not playing anything else. Depends a bit on what our opponent is dropping here. That's AVALLAC'H, so we're definitely dropping the Raider here, that's for sure. And we could play the AVALLAC'H. Because we have the Renew, so definitely looking forward to get more cards out of the deck. So that's probably then the play that we are doing. What's that? UDALRYK, yeah. So we are going for the leader ability. And we're also dropping the AVALLAC'H. We're dropping the UDALRYK. Drawing more cards here in this round, and then with the Renew we can just get the AVALLAC'H back, and that should allow us to get nearly the whole deck or the whole deck in our hand. So let's start here with the King Bran. Spawning then the triple unit on the board, the Raiders. That is 1, that is the second and the third one. So just like that, we have then 22 points just by playing the leader ability, which is insane. You could even get more points if you play that on the last round, but in the last round you normally want to have the Gambi. Then it's not very useful to have all the units here on the row. Al does double cross. He's getting the Morkar on the board. So he was not using the leader ability, which means there should also be the Olgierd in the deck. Or he's just looking forward to get, for example, a Savage Bear out on the board. That's also possible with the leader ability, depending on what is in his deck. So the Morkar at 10. Good for you, good for you. We can easily lock that with a DONAR, but for now we are just waiting a bit longer. Let's draw another card here. Yep, HJALMAR is definitely the one we want. Currently at 6 cards, so if we go for the AVALLAC'H we are down to 4. We can play the AVALLAC'H again next, and then we have the whole deck here. Now going for the leader ability, and there's the Olgierd. Unexpected, so he's running those 2, and these are respawning on the next round as well, but with the Gambi we're just killing those. Just have to think about if we also want to lock the Morkar later, then he's not getting that back. He would be at 7 for the next round, and then if we're killing that with a Gambi, he would be down to 4. So that's not too many points. We might not have to lock that. Let's just now drop the White Frost here, dealing 3 damage constantly at the moment. We might play a GREMIST and get rid of the weather. That's definitely a possibility. For now, we are just looking to make this round a bit longer, so he needs to invest more resources. There is a clear skies. Alrighty, so the White Frost instantly getting rid of. We will now just drop the AVALLAC'H here.
At last.
Drawing another 2 cards. There's a Gambi. And there's also a Savage Bear. Yeah, we might want to drop the Savage Bear here. There's no need to keep those cards for the last round normally.
Bow before modern Freya.
He is also picking up a Savage Bear at 10. Yeah, most likely. There's a Savage Bear at 10. Currently we are even in cards. So if we drop our Savage Bear, what will be happening is that he's just winning anyway. We don't care for that, to be honest. But let's get a few more resources here out of this deck. So Savage Bear is dealing 1 damage on the Savage Bear, obviously. So this one is down to 5. And maybe that's a decoy. Maybe he's getting the Priestess back, playing it again. Now he's getting a bear out of the Priestess. That's another 12 points. But again, we don't care for that. We don't care at all. So how about playing the DONAR now? How about that? He hasn't played his DONAR so far. So he's probably just unlocking the Morkwag anyway. But let's try. We're also getting 1 bronze card out of his deck, which is another Priestess. So 1 out. Means he still has 1, right? He has played 1 so far on his side, getting a bear out of that. We have 1 now in our graveyard. Probably unlocking this one instantly. Going for a decoy. Okay, that is buffing the Morkwag. So he's getting more points than in the later rounds. It is 5 cards to 5 cards now. Can still play another card if we like. We can, for example, play the GREMIST here, which would allow us to get one of the units here into a bear if we like. So that's an additional 6 points. Would still be behind, obviously. So it's not like we are winning with that move. But we can still do that. We have enough cards for our combination in the next round, and we are drawing even more with the AVALLAC'H, so that's good. Let's just drop the GREMIST. And we will get a bear. We will get a bear. And we can even pick the GREMIST here, right? So that's even more points then. So, only 2 points behind. So he needs to be careful. He needs to be afraid that he's losing the round. Look into the graveyard. He might be thinking about playing the last Priestess here. Still keeping the Reaver then in his hand. If he has that right now in the hand. There is the last Priestess, which is pretty good. Yeah, he's going for the Shieldsmith to buff the Morkwag, so getting even more points for the last round. Oh, he's buffing the Olga. That is really good for us. Should have used it on the Morkwag. Wow. So interesting. So the Morkwag is not that huge of a problem. The Olga is just dying to the Gambi. And we could obviously also use the Shackles on the Morkwag if we want. But for now, let's just pass. We are both at 4 cards. Opponent needs to start. He's obviously also passing, so not investing another card. Unexpected. Surprise there. And the cards that we have currently in hand, we will keep those. It might be that we are mulligan one of the cards we're drawing now away, but normally, because we are redrawing anyway, yeah, the TREMORS, not really that useful right now. I mean, we are drawing anyway 2 more cards with the AVALLAC'H, but the Tremor is not really needed. I mean, we could use that to, for example, hit the Morkwag, and that is respawning, but there should be anything better. SVANRIGE is okay. SVANRIGE is okay, also we are also losing that, but, well, doesn't matter. Another bear. Another bear, another bear. What we are doing now is we will just go for the renew. We will play the AVALLAC'H here again. So both players are drawing 2 cards. We're getting the STAMMELFORD'S TREMORS and we're getting the OCVIST. Oh, OCVIST is interesting. The problem is the timing here on the situation, because the Gambi needs 3 turns, the OCVIST needs 4, so there is potentially not much that we can do. And there is the HJALMAR. And if we are not using the Shackles right now, what he is doing, he is damaging the Lord Anvik, kill it and get the 25 points. So we need to use the Shackles right now, otherwise we have a problem. So this one is getting locked. We'll transfer him, and obviously, because it's silver cards, also dying to the Gambi at the moment. He's unlocking. Yeah, unexpected. And what was he getting? The last card out of my deck, the Savage Bear. Interesting. So we will now just drop the Gambi here, which is right now killing everything. We will then on the next turn play the HJALMAR. And we have the STAMMELFORD'S Tremors, which we can play, and then we can also play those two units here. So the only unit that would stay right now is then the Morgwag that is coming back from the graveyard, will be 7 points. And he's also keeping the Heimdall, obviously, so that's 11 points. But we are keeping the 10 and the 25. He's going for the rally, which is not really helpful. I mean, he's still losing the unit. He can buff the Morgwag, that is helpful for him.
Should I pound it into a poker?
So then he's getting more points on the board again. We're now dropping the HJALMAR here. So that will be 25, 35 points. He is keeping 11 and he's keeping 9, so that is 20. Still a nice little advantage. Plus he needs to play another card here, so this one's also going down. The Shield Maidens. Yeah, we don't care for those. Just doing more stuff. He still has the Reaver, isn't that? He still has a Reaver. Yeah, he should have a Reaver in his hand. By the way, we will just go for the STAMMELFORD'S Tremors, obviously. And then we can play 2 units here. So everything's going down now. He's getting the Morgwag back on the board. We are getting a lot of points here, so having a nice little advantage. By 15 points and 2 cards to go. Normally these 2 cards shouldn't be worth it more than 15 points. But with the Reaver you can still get a huge unity out of the graveyard, which will then be probably the Savage Bear. Oh, he had one. Oh, that's unfortunate. Only had a Shield Maiden. So let's drop then the OCVIST, and last card will be the SVANRIGE. So even if he's playing the Reaver here, that's not more points than we have currently. Is he Koro? So he still got 1 more gold card. Why was he not playing those earlier? Could have saved, for example, the first light or so. Well, SVANRIGE is coming, and with that we are winning the game through the Gambi, obviously. So Skellige getting crushed here. By Skellige, obviously. I am very surprised, but there is another Skellige deck that we are now facing. So really unexpected, guys. We have then 1 Shield Main, we have double Raiders, so these are definitely going back to the deck. 1 Bear, Gambi already in the hand, Renew in the hand. Let's just start here with the Raiders. Getting the White Frost, getting another Shield Main, so obviously also dropping the Shield Main and GREMIST. Yeah, that should work out, I would say. Opponent needs to start, so obviously again he's normally starting with a Savage Bear, but apparently not this one. Okay, he's instantly going for his lead ability. What will we see here? Is he playing Queensguard or is he also playing a discard deck? There is nothing spawning. Is he playing Queensguard? He is playing Queensguard. So that is kinda good. I mean, the Queensguard, we just need to make sure that he has no more resurrection cards later in the game in his hand. Otherwise he can just resurrect 1 Queensguard and boom, all the Queensguards are respawning on the board. We don't like that, obviously. So for now, Savage Bear will be our right move to go. First play. That's always a Savage Bear. He also has a Savage Bear, so he should have used that first, to be honest. He's starting, so if he's playing the Savage Bear first, he has a huge advantage. We will now drop 1 Axeman here. Let's drop it in the front row and then going for the Shield Mains. I hope that is working out, because he can obviously just heal the Axeman. He has only 3 points right now. So he's just going for Armion. So drawing 2 cards, discarding 2 cards, and because there is no War Longshipper stuff like that on this board side, he's not running those normally as a Queensguard player. Yeah, so some Raiders. At least few points on the board, but on the other hand, the Shield Maidens are coming, killing the Bear. Plus our Axeman is getting bigger and bigger. And with the Savage Bear out of the way, we can then, for example, go for the King Bran. We can also save the King Bran for round 2 to get a lot of points on the board and forcing him to play more stuff. For example, get some Resurrection here out and then get the Queensguard on the board. That's all a possibility. White Frost is probably also coming and play this round. There's no need normally to keep that for round 2 or 3. Especially round 3, it's not helping you. You want to have the Gambi. And the Heimdall is also getting rid of all the weather. So it's not like the White Frost is doing that much in the last round. Opponents now dropping the Queensguard. All 3 are obviously getting damaged. Oh, and also the Ceres is spawning early because of the Raiders here. That's 2 more resurrections he got. So Board is looking fine for some White Frost. 5 damage, plus the Axeman is getting buffed. But I'm a bit afraid that he is somehow killing the Axeman now. He is not, so that means we're winning by 1 point. We are still 7 to 7 cards, so everything is fine, I would say. We will just pass now. Because we still have our leader ability, we will now use that. Obviously, that's a lot of points. There's another Shackles, and there's a Savage Bear. I might then start with the Savage Bear here. I'm not sure if we really want to keep both Shackles or if we also want to drop the Stammelford Tremors. Problem is that if we use one mulligan now, the problem is that we might get a Raider in our hand. So we probably have to keep those. So there's a decent... yeah, we are keeping those. Let's just finish. Normally I would love to redraw, but there is a high chance that we're getting one back. We have blacklisted that first. So yeah, that's a high chance. Let's go for the Savage Bear here. Then we're going for lead ability and dropping the SVANRIGE here, drawing the top card. We need to play lead ability obviously first, otherwise we could have just redrawn anyway. And it's the same then as playing the SVANRIGE in this situation. He's looking in his graveyard, looking at the Queen's Guard, probably. They're currently at 14 points. He's not running the Operator apparently, so that means the Queen's Guard will stay at 3. The Ceres might also be respawning in the last round. That's another nice gold card then for him, another 7 points that are not able to get killed by the Gambi if he's using that Rightful. Ooh, that is really nice. We can just... That is the power of the Renew. We can just steal his HJALMAR on the last round, which is insane. So that doesn't matter at the moment. If he's winning the round, we don't care for that, to be honest. So let's just have the King BRAN here. Get the Raiders on the board. So we are thinning our deck by 3 cards. Which is increasing the chance that we get the cards we want to see now. Because besides the HJALMAR here that we want to renew, we have no AVALLAC'H, we have no our HJALMAR. So these are all points that you want to take. Madman Lugos. The next gold card, he's killing the Savage Bear. Again, we don't care. So he was dropping Savage Bear as well. Ermion, Ceres. That means all his gold cards are now out of the game. And that's before round 3. So might be very difficult for him to win the round. And we just need to be careful here with the Queen's Guard that they're not respawning. For now, let's go for SVANRIGE here.
No time to lose.
We're drawing... What are we getting? The OCVIST. Okay, fine. Probably just dropping... Well, just dropping Stammelford'S Tremors. So there is no gold card, right? So we probably only need 1 Shackles. Yeah, we only need 1 Shackles right now. Is that true? Drop that. And we are also probably playing the OCVIST. We will see. I mean, these cards are all not helping us too much late in the game. Going now for a bear. A bear don't care. Dropping the OCVIST here. And with the Holger Blackhand, he is killing the OCVIST instantly. And on the other hand, also buffing a Savage Bear. And that was the highest unit in the graveyard. So the Savage Bear is now at 9. That's not a problem. So the Queen's Guard are the more dangerous units. Only at 5 cards. We might also just drop GREMIST here. GREMIST to GREMIST. So we can get the Fog here. We can go for the Roar. We can just play the Clear Skies. We go for the Roar. That is 2. So yeah, the Roar should be stronger on average. I mean, if we just play the Fog, the round needs to take on a way long time. We cannot do that. Go for the Bear here. On the GREMIST. So that is 45 to 35 points, but keep in mind, if he's killing the Lord of Anvik, which he should be able to do, yeah, with the Holger now, then he's just getting the 10 extra points and we're losing the 5. So there we go. He's now in the lead by 8 points. Plus he was buffing the Savage Bear again, so I guess he's looking forward to play that in the last round. We will now drop the Tremors as well as our last play for the round, so he's investing 1 more card here. He's down to 43 points, we are at 40 right now. He needs to play 1 more card, and then we can pass. So the Shield Maidens are also now out of the deck. Dealing a bit of damage here and there, we don't care too much for it, to be honest. We don't want to win the round. We will now just pass, ending the round for this game, and now up to the last round, the final round. Looking at his graveyard. So he's probably looking for some resurrection. There should be still some. Oh, I don't want to see that right now. Hey, and that is a card we want to see. That is insane. So what we are doing now is we will play the HJALMAR. We will renew his HJALMAR. Then we will play Gambi, play our HJALMAR. And that is really, really an insane combination. So there's a Savage Bear. We totally don't care for the Savage Bear, man. So we will... Are we starting with the Gambi or with the HJALMAR? So that is 1, 2, 3. We can start with the renew here. Yeah. So we're just going for the HJALMAR. Dropping it. Then next turn the Gambi. Then the next HJALMAR and the last card will be the SHACKLES if we need to play that here somehow. He was resurrecting the Savage Bear. That means he has one more Priestess or another resurrection in his hand. Yeah, we don't care. Thank you. Lord Anvik is getting buffed. So Gambi is now spawning on the board. Going down to 2. Yeah. Please resurrect the Queen's Guards. That's totally fine. He's also getting the Ceres. There's the Queen's Guards.
You're good.
So these are all spawning. Ceres is also spawning. So we will now play another HJALMAR. Oh, I really like to see 2 on the board. Double trouble. Gambi is now going down to 1 for the last. Oh, he's just for feeding. No, don't do that. Oh man, he was just denying our nice play. We would get a lot of points on the HJALMARs and we would also get rid of the Ceres because our last card was the SHACKLES. So his whole board would have been crushed. He had no gold card in his hand whatsoever. So that would have been another really nice win against the Skellige deck. So as we have seen in the video, Skellige is a very nice and decent opponent for the Gambi deck. That is more or less a meme deck, to be honest. Not many people are playing Gambi decks, but it is working against Skellige very, very fine. Also against some of the other decks that you see on the ladder. Against specific decks, it's not working that great, but right now, most people are just playing Skellige. I've seen so many Skelliges over the last 2, 3, 4 days. That is insane. So just try it out. Give me feedback in the comment section what you have experienced with the deck. And I see you then in the next Gwent video. Hope you will enjoy me. I hope you will join me then too. And thank you for watching until the end. See you guys in the next one and have a good night. Bye bye.